Them Snakebites is a bit weird. They is stuck into old ways, but they is pretty tough.
Oh, seriously?
Hey guys, welcome to this Orktober news video with me, 6+ Stevo. So yesterday, Warhammer community released rules and news regarding the Goth clan, the clan cultures, some of their stratagems and some special rules, and it was exciting stuff. The Goths are looking absolutely brutal. Well, today, as promised, they have released an article covering some snippets from the Ork Codex covering the Snakebite clan. So let's get straight into it. First off, the clan culture, and it's called the Old Ways. There is no doubting that Snakebites appear somewhat backwards to the other Ork clans. Their technology base and traditional mindsets rarely advance far past the level of wild boys. And if a Snakebite can fix a problem with a big stick, a handy squig and a length of old rope, he will gladly do so. However, between their refusal to rely upon newfangled rubbish and their bizarre habit of actually allowing themselves to be bitten by venomous serpents to prove their toughness, the clan's ways breed remarkably resilient warriors. Roll a dice each time a model with this culture loses a wound. On a 6, the wound is not lost. If a model has a similar ability, e.g. the Super Cyborg Shiny Gubbins or Ramshackle ability, you can choose which ability to use when a model loses a wound, but you cannot use both. So yeah, Snakebites are tough, resilient and very hardy, and yeah, a 6+ feel no pain basically. It's it's going to make them very, very survivable. You're going to get your 6+ save, and then if that fails, you've got your 6+ feel no pain. And feel no pains are great because they work against even mortal wounds. You can take these. I think these are better actually than a 6+ invulnerable save, because these can literally be taken against virtually everything. And yeah, that's good stuff. That is definitely gonna make Snakebite boys quite resilient. Getting sort of 2 chances to save them is not to be sniffed at. And if you combine that with the stratagem we talked about the other day of upgrading some of your boys units to Ard boys, you've then got boys with a 5+ save and a 6+ feel no pain. It's yeah, it's going to make these quite good. So but it doesn't stop there. It goes on to reveal a Snakebite exclusive stratagem for 3 command points: Monster Hunters. Snakebites are old hands at hunting large, foul-tempered beasts. Use this stratagem at the start of any phase. Select an enemy model with a wound characteristic of 10 or more. Add 1 to wound rolls for attacks made by Snakebite units from your army that target that model until the end of that phase. That is very nice. If you've got a particularly nasty tank or a big monster, some sort of demonic creature, that's gonna really make the world of difference. I mean, that's gonna make the difference between wounding these things on 5 or a 6+ to, you know, possibly a 4+ or maybe even a 3+. That is gonna, yeah, that's gonna make the world of difference if you particularly want to take down a target. It's quite expensive, 3 command points, but I guess if you are facing against some sort of super heavy or Lord of War type thing, this is definitely going to be worth it. It depends how much you want that thing dead. But a nice ability there, and again represents these Snakebites, you know, wild feral type orcs hunting, and yeah, it's good. It's fluffy and it's good. It is expensive though. Then the article goes on to talk about the Rucker Truck Squig Buggy. This is the sort of Snakebite inspired buggy, and it reveals a very special rule that these things have called the Squid Mine. We talked about this in an earlier video, but we can cover it in a bit more detail here. So, once per battle in the movement phase, this model can deploy a Squid Mine. At any point during this model's move, place the Squid Mine within 1 inch of it and more than 3 inches from this enemy models. The Squid Mine is represented by the Squid Mine model, but does not count as a model for any rules purposes. From the start of the next phase, that Squid Mine is detonated if any unit, friend or foe, moves within 3 inches of it. Resolve the detonation after the unit that detonated it has ended its move. When a Squid Mine is detonated, roll a d6. On a 2 to 3, it inflicts 1 mortal wound. On a 4 to 5, it inflicts d3 mortal wounds. And on a 6, it inflicts a flat 3 mortal wounds to the unit that detonated it. The Squid Mine is then removed from the battlefield. So these are going to be really cool, and this is not exclusive to Snakebites. Although it's in this article, these can be used by your orcs no matter what clan they're with. But these Squid Mines sound very cool. Anything other than a 1, you're going to be dishing out some mortal wounds, and potentially up to 3 mortal wounds for each of these Squid Mines. And they're going to be fantastic for just denying areas of the board to the enemy. Place these near an objective. Place them to sort of slow down an enemy and make them take the long way round. They're going to be quite tactical and quite good fun to use, I think. And then we get into some of these psychic powers. Weird Boys are just perfect for Snakebites, and we've got 2 new psychic powers to talk about here. First off, we've got Fists of Gork. The Weird Boy channels War energy into his own fists or those of a nearby orc, providing strength enough to punch through tank holes. Fists of Gork has a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select a friendly orc character model that is visible and within 12 inches of the psyker. Add 2 to that model's strength and attack characteristics until the start of your next psychic phase. This is a nice one. This is very nice. Quite easy to get off. It's only a warp charge value of 6, and adding 2 to the strength and attacks characteristics. It's going to be situational. If you've got a particular target, and your war boss or your big mech or the Weird Boy himself wants to take it on, yeah, 2 extra attacks with +2 strength is going to be very, very nice indeed. That's going to be great for taking out some troublesome targets. It then moves on to talk about another psychic power called the Crunch. Green energies erupt from the Weird Boy's eyes and coalesce in a roiling cloud above the enemy. That cloud then solidifies into the vast green foot of Gork, or Mork himself, which commences to repeatedly stamp on the foe. The Crunch has a warp charge value of 8. If manifested, select an enemy unit within 18 inches of the psyker. Roll a d6 for each model in that unit. For each roll of a 6, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Then roll 2d6. On a 10+, roll a d6 once more for each model in that unit. For each roll of a 6, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. So yeah, that is really, really nice. So you're rolling the dice. You've got a 1 in 6 chance of causing a mortal wound for each model in the unit. And then you get a chance on the roll of a 10+ on 2d6 to do it all over again. So that has the potential to unleash a hell of a lot of mortal wounds on a unit. If your dice rolls are good, or you use a command re-roll on that to try and get the another chance off, that is pretty damn good. And it's quite old school as well. That is ringing some bells there. The foot of Gork or Mork. That's going back a bit old school now to one of the old psychic powers. I like that. I approve wholeheartedly. And yeah, there you go, guys. So the article goes on to say about it gives some little hints towards how Gretchen are going to be very good in a Snakebites army. It doesn't go into specifics, but we covered a bit of that the other day. I think that's in relation to the sort of warlord ability. And also it has announced in the article that tomorrow they will be revealing the clan cultures and details for the Bad Moons. So as you can imagine, I am incredibly excited about that. So I will 100% be covering that one because they're the best clan going. But what do you think about these traits and stratagems, guys? Are they as good as the Goth ones? Do you like the look of what you see? I think it looks pretty good. They look quite fluffy, they look quite fun. They're going to be quite resilient and quite tough to shift. Not as dangerous as the Goths, I don't think, but certainly more resilient. But anyway, guys, as always, share your thoughts below, hit like, hit subscribe. This is 6+ Stevo, signing out.